They say that those that forget history are doomed to repeat it. But what they fail to mention are the tales of bravado and victory and the countless learning opportunities that you get through history. As an undergraduate student at LUMS and a history major, I can tell you right now that history radically restructures the way that you think about the world.
Studying history allows you to see a place, events, people in big historical context, to see the big picture, to see the development of processes, of organizations, institutions, countries over a period of decades, sometimes even centuries.
One of the things you learn in a history major is that the distinction as we think it exists between the future and the past really doesn't. Everything that we see today comes from the past, and it is only the context of the past that helps us understand the present as well as the future.
History of art is a wonderful way of reconnecting with past cultures and even in present societies as well. Of bridging gaps where language cannot be used for communication, you can use artistic sensibilities to connect with different people.
It allows you to live a life of the mind. You can go off in different directions that you might find interesting. So for example, you could study a particular region. You could study the history of China, of Central Asia, of South Asia, of an ocean, of the Silk Roads, the history of an idea. You could study the sort of history of major events and the ways in which they played out in different parts of the world.
The study of history in that sense involves looking at the past in a way that you try and find a variety of different sources. So you interview people, you find documentary evidence, and you try and figure out how we got to the point where we are. I think LUMS is one of the only universities in that sense where you would be sent to look at archives in which you will go and find that several of the sources are so old that they're missing. Nobody has access to them. And then you kind of have to put a narrative together with only part of the pieces of the story. Now that, to me, is the work of the historian, but to someone not familiar with history is being a detective in figuring out what happened in the past.
At LUMS, we have some of the best scholars who have publications from top-notch publishers and journals. As historians, they are respected globally. And with that comes the kind of expertise which they are able to bring and the guidance which they are able to offer students.
Studying history at LUMS has given me one of the most valuable things you can get out of any university education. It has given me perspective. It is this perspective that has enabled me to secure admission at Cambridge University, where I'll begin my postgraduate studies this fall.
The history program at LUMS tends to attract students who are really excited about the world, interested in understanding their own place in the world. We attract students who are generally well-read, they enjoy reading, they enjoy writing, or they want to learn. Not only not afraid to ask lots of questions about the world, but are willing to go out there to seek answers.